Hello, I'm Swathi. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So, this week we're going to talk about this book, The Forest of Ghosts and Bones by Lisa Lueddecke. Now, this is a YA fantasy novel um, based on Hungarian folklore. So, you can find elements like red eyed goats, faceless monsters with a man's voice, um, wisdom passed down by grandparents through folk tales, all these things throughout the story. The story is about two girls and a boy, Beata and Liliana. The girls set out on a mission to discover the root cause of evil, devilry that is happening in their kingdom and put an end to it. Benedict joins them during the course of the journey. Now, these two girls set out on this mission from different directions of the kingdom. So it's really nice to follow their journey. They come from different family backgrounds. They come from different cities, in fact. So it is really interesting to follow their journey. Although the author never mentioned explicitly anywhere, but while reading the story, I felt that the journey was actually inspired by Shakespeare's Tempest. There is no direct relevance to the story anywhere, but somehow I thought about that I thought about Tempest while reading this story. Um, the story is actually narrated in a very easy to understand language. The prose is very simple, and the author made sure that the sentences they have some sort of a rhyming, which makes it very easy to read the story. I mean, if a slow reader like me, if I am able to finish this story within 3 days, I'm sure fast readers, they can wing this within a day or two. So it's such an easy read. Heights of coincidence. There are deadly torrential rains mentioned in the story, and in fact, this rain happens throughout the story. And I read this book when it was actually raining here in Bangalore, so it sort of matching the eerie vibe of the story. The story is actually narrated by Beata and Liliana. So we will be reading in first person POV. Now, if you're someone who doesn't pay attention to the chapter titles, then it might become a bit confusing because each chapter is narrated by either Liliana or Beata, and both of them have, both of them come from different cities. They have different life experiences, and they experience different situations during their journey. So you have to be careful while reading the story, otherwise you might get confused. Coming to the not so good aspects of the story. Now, first and foremost, the age of the main characters is not clear. Now, this is very important. I'll talk about it during the later half of the video. So that is not clear. Like, are the main characters, they are 14 to 17-year olds, or are they older than 17, like 18, 19? So, because that is actually important for the story. Now, the second thing is the book comes with a map. Now, when there is a map in the book, I really like to refer to the map as I read the story to visualize these locations, to understand where this journey is happening and things like that. Unfortunately, certain locations that are mentioned in the story, they are not depicted in the map. So that is a little, that is little slightly disappointing for me. I don't know if it is a printing issue, or these locations were excluded, explicitly. It was intentionally they were excluded from the map, so that it is left to the imagination of the reader. So I don't know what was happening, but certain locations that were mentioned in the story, they're not marked in the map. Now the next point, which is totally disappointing for me, and this is where the age of the characters matters most. Now, Liliana and Beata, they share a magical power. Now these girls, they don't know the full story. I mean, their story about their past. They also haven't realized the full potential of their power. Now, throughout the story, people tell them repeatedly that, you know what, you are a child, you don't know the extent of your power, you don't know how to use your powers, we don't have enough time to train you. So they continuously remind them that they're not enough. Now, irrespective of their gender, I would say that anybody who's really trying hard to make it work, to prove their potential or to do something significant, reminding them constantly that they're not enough, that they're children, they cannot do this, they cannot face the bad guy, they don't know how to use their potential, including a seer who's actually supposed to tell them about their past, and who's supposed to help them realize their full potential. Even that man tells them that, you know what, you don't know the extent of your powers, you don't know how to use your powers, I don't have enough time to train you. So that part was a little disappointing for me, because you see, if they were 13, 14 year olds, then this makes sense. Okay, for their age, they've really given a good shot at this. But if they're older children, like 18, 19 year olds, then I think there is a lot more room for character development over here. So that is why this age is very important, and that's why I mentioned the age aspect. The next thing is, when for the level of anticipation that has been built throughout the story. Now I was expecting at least some action in the end, like two girls who share the same power, um, they come in unison, and I was expecting something like throwing ninja stars, or throwing a lightning bolt at the bad guy, or one of them stops the bad guy with her power, and the other throws a lightning lasso at him and screeches his soul out. So some action I was expecting, at least in the climax. But yeah, I don't know why these girls were not given an opportunity. I don't know. So the ending was a bit of a surprise, I would say, for the level of anticipation that was built throughout the story. The ending was, I wouldn't say it is a bad ending, but there is no action. And again, the age matters, because the characters, including the adults in the story, you will find them lecturing the villain. You will find them standing face to face with an evil spirit and lecturing the spirit instead of taking some action over there. So all of them, they know that they have to end the evil power. They know that these two girls should come together and use their magic together to end that evil spirit. But nothing of that sort happens. Instead of taking some action, they stand and lecture the bad guy, which is, I think, a lot can be done, at least in the last two chapters, is what I felt. Finally, again, as I said, I really like the first person POV narration. So we are hearing we are hearing about the same situation from Beata's perspective and from Liliana's perspective. Both of them have different goals, but eventually they come together to end the bad guy together, as in, yeah, it is, they do come together to end the devilry. Now, I think, I am calling this a YA book, but even I would encourage my 10-year-old son to pick it up, because it is such a nice read. And because it is a standalone book, that so I think anybody can easily follow. So that's all about this book. Let me know if you have read, or you have any other, interesting YA fantasy recommendations. Do let me know in the comments. As always, I love reading your comments. If you have watched this video to this point, thank you so much for all your love and support. Do consider subscribing. I do have many more such videos planned. As always, I will see you when I see you next. Thank you.